We've got Eryn in San Antonio, and I apologize, Hemant, because this one's for me, and I'll try to handle it quickly. How are you, Eryn?
Hi, I'm sorry. You guys are pretty pressed for time, so I guess I'll just get to the meat of it. I understand that hold on. I know you assume this for everyone who calls in, but I in no way represent the views or values of the Satanic Temple in any way. These are all my personal viewpoints.
Hang on, stop. Why would you assume that I assume this of every caller? You just said you know that I assume for every caller that they're representing the Satanic Temple. That may be the weirdest fucking thing I've ever heard. I've had several callers today. I have had several callers today. I have not assumed that any of them were calling representing the Satanic Temple.
Yes, that's what I was trying to say, that you don't assume that they call in representing that organization.
Yeah, but you're gonna say that you don't represent them because Lucian and other people get mad when anybody gives the impression that somebody might accidentally appear to be representing Satanic Temple. I know because I've had to deal with this when I debated a Satanist. So what's the point you want to get to?
Okay, so I was going to talk to you today about the value of the personal religious experience. And I understand that religion can be very harmful in a lot of ways, especially when people use that fallacious logic to hurt other people and take advantage of them. But I also want to advocate and argue for the value in going to church, sitting down in the service, and just appreciating that experience, because it's not just a Christian thing. It's all over the world. You have Jews doing it, Muslims, and I'd argue that even the people who engage in sessions of Dungeons and Dragons experience the same thing. That sort of transformation that lifts them from reality. That is somewhat beneficial.
Who's arguing otherwise?
Way.
Yeah, Eryn, this is ridiculous. Of course, human beings are social creatures and we benefit from social stuff. You could have got that done in 10 seconds. What's the point about pink mass that you wanted me to address?
Well, I wanted to postulate that the reason for that, I saw a video where you said that there's this idea that there's no publicity is bad publicity. And I think that you were right in saying that there is a lot of things wrong with the pink mass.
Eryn, please stop. I didn't invent the phrase that there's no such thing as bad publicity. I don't even agree with it. So instead of representing what you think I said or what I said at some point, can you just get to whatever point it was you wanted me to address? Because you're saying, I saw a video where you suggested that there's no such thing as bad publicity. That's not even a view that I hold. Certainly nothing I invented.
Okay, I understand. Would you say that you are... Okay, what is your view on that phrase? In that
bad publicity?
Let me not assume anything.
On what?
Yes.
I think there is bad publicity.
I
think there is bad publicity. I think Jeffrey Epstein got a lot of bad publicity right before he killed himself.
Ooh. Well, so the point I'm saying is you are opposed to the desecration of that grave because of...
Finally we're here, and none of the people who are watching have a clue what you're talking about. So, pink mass was something that Lucian Greaves did, where he went and rubbed his dick on Fred Phelps' mom's gravestone. Now you can continue. Please tell us why that's a good thing.
Okay. I'm advocating that was for cathartic, ritualistic, personal reasons, rather than ulterior motive to... give a big middle finger to the Westboro Baptist
I don't care.
Church, even if that's...
I don't care.
Okay.
I don't fucking care whether Lucian did it to feel good, whether the community did it to feel good, whether they did it to try to piss off Westboro. It doesn't matter. It's Fred Phelps' mom. It's my friend's grandmother, and it didn't do anything positive. And that woman wasn't a target. So, I'm an atheist, and I'm an outspoken atheist. My mom is a Christian. If somebody were to try to show the world how terrible I am by going up and talking shit to my mom, whether she's alive or dead, they're an idiot, and they're not doing anything that's benefiting their organization or anything else. I'm still opposed to it. I love Satanic Temple. I think they're a great ally for church-state separation, and I will be opposed to what they did for the pink mass forever. It was stupid. It was disrespectful, and it didn't do anything to further their goals.
I don't disagree, Matt, with anything you're saying. I'm very curious. I don't think I've heard the Satanic Temple doing this sort of pink mass to any number of horrible people or
Just
their
one.
mothers,
Just one.
who have died since. So it's the idea that it's a cathartic personal ritual or something. Somehow it's a ritual that only happened once. So I'm failing to see how that's anything but publicity.
Yes. So there are destruction rituals which occur within the membership of the temple, where it's this sort of physical metonymy. You take an object, which is a symbol, and you destroy it as a sort of cathartic release of pain and trauma. I'm trying to say that that might have been perhaps one of the... I understand what you're saying. It's
But how can it be a ritual when it's only happening... If you're saying it's a cathartic thing, this is something that's an expression of their beliefs of something... It only happened that one time. You're telling me that his mother, I guess, is the only person. Fred Phelps is the worst guy ever. Like, no, there are other people who have been worse than him. They don't do it to their mothers. They didn't do it to Epstein's mother. Like, you know what I mean? Like, how is it a ritual? How is it a catharsis, a feeling of catharsis, when it just happened that one time to that one dude?
And why was it so important that you had to call in and try to defend it? That's what I would be thinking about.
Okay, I see you have valid points.
I have sound points. Valid points are fucking easy. Sound points are the hard ones. But I'll go with it. That was just me having fun.
I guess I perhaps may have erroneously made the connection that kind of a ritual, even though it only happened once, so it's not really a ritual, was some sort of destructive ritual that.
It's on a par. It's on a par with burning someone in effigy as a sort of protest. I get it. I understand it. Now, please explain. So Trump, I cannot stand personally the current president of the United States. Just a personal thing. I'm not speaking on a part of any organization. I can't. Let's imagine that I also couldn't stand Joe Biden either. Would it make sense for me to burn either of their mothers in effigy?
No.
Yeah, and that's my point. We're done. Thanks, Baron.
Okay. All right, well, thank you.
Yep.
I don't know
I knew where that was going.
I don't know why it's hard to acknowledge that some things can just be publicity stunts for better or for worse, rather than trying to defend them as like an honest expression of someone's views. Like, sometimes people just do stupid shit to get attention.
Yeah, if you want to go, if Lucian had gone and rubbed his dick on Fred Phelps' tombstone, wouldn't have bothered me in the slightest, because Fred was a jackass.
Sure, and also, but I would also argue that would be a publicity thing, because they don't do that to other horrible people who die as well. I mean, just admit it was a publicity thing.
But if you're going to burn somebody in effigy, burn the actual target in effigy, or rub your testicles on the actual target and not the target's mother, because Fred was abusive. I mean, if you hear Nate talk about it and everything else, not just terrible with regard to, but also you could write a biography of Fred Phelps that included nothing but positive things, because he was a lawyer who was opposing and fighting Jim Crow laws in Kansas.
Yeah, civil rights lawyer for part of his career.
That's a lot of good that individual did in the course of his life, and how much of it is trumped by the other things that they did. But at the end of the day, what's his mom got to do with it? That's somebody's that's my friend's grandmother. Yeah. And it's weird that this is the thing, the hill people choose to kind of like die on, but